I understand, actually. Do I have breaking news coming? Hold on a second. We have okay, hold on one second. It appears that Jeffrey Jackson's coming back in, and I want to hear what some. As we've said, this is a very quickly changing discussion, right? So Jeffrey, what is the breaking news? I wish I had one of those banners. Can we get one of those banners that says breaking news, like that sensational thing that they do on the news, like red and white? Come on, guys, we know how to do that. All right, take care of that. All right, let's hear what's the breaking news.
Yeah, this is some pretty vital information that's being reported. Just really quick to set it up. Last week on the Highwire here, we spoke about this talking point that emerged out of nowhere, 18 months or longer for restrictions, for self-quarantines until a vaccine's ready. A lot of the media ran with that. That was traced back apparently to an Imperial College of London report based on assumptions. The report was done by a British epidemiologist named Neil Ferguson. He's the head of the Department of Infectious Disease Epidemiology in the School of Public Health at the Imperial College there. Well, just now reporting, the Daily Wire headline reads, "Epidemiologist behind highly cited coronavirus model admits he was wrong, drastically revises model." Now, this model informed government policy decisions in the U.S. and the U.K. So Ferguson basically just gave us evidence in the U.K.'s Parliamentary Select Committee on Science and Technology as part of the nation's coronavirus response. So going back to the Daily Wire report, Ferguson's model projected 2.2 million dead in the United States and 500,000 in the United Kingdom if no action was taken. The Daily Wire writes, after just one day of ordered lockdowns in the UK, Ferguson has changed his tune. Now the epidemiologist predicts hospitals will be just fine taking on COVID-19 patients and estimates 200,000 or far fewer people will die from the virus itself or from its agitation or other ailments. So we have 500,000 goes to 20,000. The article continues. It talks about an author and former New York Times reporter, Alex Bernison. He says, quote, "This is a remarkable turn from Neil Ferguson, who led the Imperial College authors, who warned of 500,000 UK deaths, and who has now himself tested positive for COVID," stated Bernison. He now says both that the UK should have enough ICU beds and that the coronavirus will probably kill under 20,000 people in the UK, more than half of whom would have died by the end of the year in any case because they were so old and sick. This is his words. Now, what's interesting here, the Daily Wire writes that just days before Ferguson's about-face, Oxford epidemiologist Sunitra Gupta criticized him, saying, quote, "I am surprised that there has been such unqualified acceptance of the imperial model." Now, Gupta herself has a model that is basically suggesting that the virus, the COVID virus, was circulating in the UK by mid-January, around 2 weeks before the first reported case and a month before the first reported death. Her Oxford model is claiming that half of people already have it. So back to the Daily Wire. So it says, quote, "If her model is accurate, fewer than 1 in 1,000 who've been infected with COVID-19 become sick enough to need hospitalization, leaving the vast majority with mild cases or free of symptoms." So in other words, Ferguson's highly influential initial model was off by orders of magnitude.
I am nothing short of speechless right now. I mean, part of me is not surprised because this is what we've been looking at, but you always have that question in your mind, right? I'm looking at every model. We're showing everyone on the Highwire, everyone and everywhere that people are looking, and we're coming to the conclusions that many of the scientists we showed you today, but one of the lead scientists has been telling us that this dire outcome is now absolutely shifting his tune. 20,000, I am sure it relates to the numbers we are used to in America. That makes this no worse than any other flu, which means, I mean, should we all be jumping up and down? I feel like people should be charging out in the streets and screaming, hooray, it's over. It's over. This thing really was either a hoax or a fraud or one of the biggest mistakes the medical establishment has ever made. Is there any other way to see this? I mean, I don't know what to say. This is incredible.
Well, I was doing some further research while I was on standby, and the newscientist.com reported that Ferguson also acknowledged that it was impractical to keep the UK in lockdown for so long because of the impact on the economy. His quote was, "We'll be paying for this year for decades to come." So, kind of speechless.
Amazing, Jeffrey. Amazing. I mean, that's such an amazing report. It's one of the greatest breaking news stories. I can't even speak right now. I've ever heard. I can't even imagine what this means, across America and throughout the world right now. Incredible job. Thank you for staying on top of that, Jeffrey. I'm curious how this is going to be handled and reported by the same agencies I've been telling you have been pushing this agenda based on what their bosses at pharma have been telling them to say. It's going to be incredible to see how this all pans out. I think today may end up being a really outrageous day in the news. And for those of you watching The High Wire, it started here. If you liked that clip, then be sure to check out our live broadcast of The High Wire every Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Pacific Time. You can watch it on Facebook, YouTube, iTunes, and Twitter. We'll see you there.